G'day, Dimitri speaking from Exercises.com.au. Today we're doing lat exercises. So we're going to start with our lat pull down. We're going to go wide grip so we isolate those lats. We're going to move on to our seated rows. And we're going to do some bent over row, finish off with some dumbbell rows. So let's get straight into it. So we've got our lat pull downs here. I'm going to go wide grip in a pronated position, which means my hands are facing forwards. I sit down here, lock myself in position, so I want to push up with my toes, so I'm locking my body down against the seat. Going to retract and depress the shoulder blades. Going to pull down to the chest and then resist the weight as it comes up. At the top of the position, want to make sure those arms are fully extended but not locked out through those joints. So you can see in that position there, I'm not locked out through the joint. I'm not letting my shoulders and my lats extend at the top of it. I'm just keeping them retracting and depressed and locked into position, pulling all the way down to the chest, holding it there, resisting as it comes up. So keep those shoulders retracted and depressed all the way down, resist the weight as it comes up, lock the core on nice and tight so you're staying nice and straight through your body posture, your body structure staying nice and strong, nice and straight, locked into position by pushing up through your toes, keeping those glutes locked down tight against the seat, really resisting the weight as it comes up. That pronated position is just going to really isolate those lat muscles and really give you a little bit more isolation through there rather than incorporating the biceps. So moving on to our seated rows. From here, I want to push out, keep my legs slightly bent. Again, retract, depress those shoulder blades. And from here, I really want to pinch those scapulars back. So from here, I'm really pulling back with those rear deltoids, pulling back with the lat muscles, pinching off those scapular blades. And again, at the end of the movement here, I've got no torso rotation, so my torso is not doing any work. I'm really isolating the work through my biceps, my rear deltoids, and my lat muscles. So at the extension here where my arms are extended, they're still slightly bent through those elbows. They're not locked out through the joint, slightly bent. Again, retract, depress those shoulder blades. Really make sure you're pinching off those rear deltoids. Make those lat muscles work by pinching off those shoulder blades, those scapular blades. Boom, pinch, hold, resist the weight as it comes out. Keep your core locked on nice and tight. Make sure at the end of it, just try to bend your knees rather than letting your back take the strain at the end of it. Let's get on to our next one. Okay, let's hit our bend over rows. So we've got our barbell in position here. What we want to do with the bend over rows is make sure that we've got our hands over the top of the, I have either way. I like to go over the top. From here, we're going to have our feet shoulder width apart, slightly bent through those knees, and we're going to bend over. So when we bend over in that position here, we're really isolating those lat muscles. So we want to be pulling backwards with these. So really pulling those elbows back, really pinching off those shoulder blades again. Those scapulars are pinching together at the back of the movement. The rear deltoids are really pinching off. We're really making those lat muscles work. So we've got biceps, rear deltoids, lats, making sure that you're bending over, but keep those core muscles locked on nice and tight. Pinch those scapulars back and really make sure that those lat muscles are doing the work. So full range of movement. And you can see at the extension there, my arms are again slightly bent and I'm not having any rotations through my torso. Let's finish off with our single arm dumbbell rows. So from here, I've got the dumbbell here. I'm going to have one knee on, one hand on. What I don't want to do is be too cramped in this position. If I'm too cramped in this position, I've got to bend back and I want to have a nice flat back. So I'm going to have my knee here and I'm going to extend that hand all the way out. From here, what we want to do is we want to pull all the way up and then resist that weight as it comes down. So again, at the extension of the movement, my arm is extended but not locked out through the joint. So I don't want to lock out through the joint and we don't want to have any type of rotation through the torso. So we don't want to be doing this at all. We want to just isolate that arm. So we're doing biceps, we're doing rear deltoids, and we're doing lats. And again, if you can, really pinch those shoulder blades together so the scaps are really pinching off. Rear deltoids are working and those lat muscles are getting a really good workout. Resist the weight as it comes down. Don't just let it drop. Pull in nice and tight and then resist the weight as it comes down. It's our lat exercises for today. We did some lat pull down and we did some seated row, did some bent over row, finished off with our dumbbell row. Search your Exercises.com.au for more great exercise and workouts and we'll see you next time.